folks. Today I'm going to be showing you a game called Waterworks. This game came out in 1972 by Parker Brothers and it is for 2 to 5 players. Now Waterworks is the only plumbing themed game that I have, and this one's a classic. The object of this game is you are going to be trying to build a pipeline from your spigot down to your faucet, and depending on how many players are in the game, it's going to determine how many pipes that you actually need. So for example, a 2-player game, you're going to need to have like a line of 15 pipes. You are also able to sabotage your opponent with this game. You can play leaky pipe cards on him, and you can actually change the direction of this pipeline to mess up his strategy, so to speak. Anyway, let me go ahead and show you how this game works. Okay, folks, let's go ahead and show you the components. The first thing you'll have here, at least in my version, you have this pretty cool little card holder here. It's shaped like a bathtub. And then you have these different pipe cards over here. As you'll notice, some of the cards are copper and others are made of, I believe it's bronze. And there's different shapes here too. You have a curved pipe, you've got a leaky straight pipe, and you've got various ones. This is a T-pipe, and I'll explain how that works here as well. And then you have caps right over here. So there's various different shapes and sizes of these cards here, and I'll show you how this works here in just a second. Alright, so the first thing I will need to tell you, the differences between the bronze pipes and these copper pipes is that the copper pipes cannot be stopped by any leak cards or anything like that. So if you have a leak card that is of this shape on a copper or a pipe, you're not going to be able to play it. However, you will be able to play it on a silver pipe, so long as the card matches the direction and the shape of this pipe. It's just going to have a leak, and it looks kind of like this. You have wrenches over here, and these wrenches are going to be used to repair any leaky pipes that you may come across, or somebody might play on you. You're only going to get 2 of these during the game. This is your spigot card here and your faucet card over here. You're going to basically be trying to connect a certain amount of pipes from this end over to this end. Now at the beginning of the game, you're going to have 5 cards in your hand, and your opponent's going to have 5 cards in your hand. You've got a couple of choices as to what you can do. The first thing you can do is you can go ahead and play a pipe card, and let's just say I'm going to go ahead and start with a spigot here. I'm going to go ahead and play this card right here. Now the card has to match the direction, and it also has to match in this way as well. You would not be able to play a card like this, for example. It would have to be like so. So that would be the end of my turn, and then I would go ahead and draw a card in my hand. So now my opponent goes, and here's a choice that he can do. He can go ahead and play a card over there, or he can go ahead and see if he wants to mess me up, for example. So this is what he has. So let's say my opponent decides to play this card on me right here. Now, he would not be able to play a leaky card on here because it's a copper pipe, but he can play a card next to it. Now, if it's a bronze pipe, he would be able to play, say I had a card here, he would be able to play a card on top of it like so. So let's just say my opponent decides he's going to go ahead and do that. So now what I'm going to have to do is I can either use the wrench over here to repair it, or if I have another card that matches that one, I can go ahead and fix it that way. So I do have a card that will fix that. So on my next turn, I will go ahead and I will do this. So now it goes back to my opponent. And my opponent says, okay, I'm going to have to go ahead and get started doing something here. And so he decides he's going to go ahead and play this one. He's going to be going in a different direction, but he decides he'll start there. So now it goes back to me. And I'm going to look and see what I got. And I'm going to go ahead and play this T card right here. Now what this card is going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to choose a direction to go in as far as my pipe building. What I'm going to have to do, however, is I'm going to have to cap this off with one of those cap cards. Let me grab one here. What I'll have to do is I have to cap off one end with one of these cap cards over here. Now the instructions are a little bit vague as to whether or not you have to cap it off first and go, or if you can just build and cap it off later. My interpretation is it's best to just cap this off as fast as you can, because if you don't, your opponent can play one of these cards on you, and that's going to like make every card that you've played useless. So anyway, I've gone ahead and decided to play that card, and I will go ahead and draw. And so my opponent decides he's going to go ahead and go, and he is going to play this card on me right here, and he's going to go ahead and cap off this side. So now that is locked off, and I'm going to have to go this way, which can kind of mess me up considering my spigot is over here. So now it goes back to me. So I'm going to go ahead and play this card right here. I'll play that. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pipes that I'm going to be building towards my thing. So my opponent goes, and he's going to play this card right over here on me, and then he'll go ahead and draw. So now I'm going to go ahead and look and see what I have. I forgot to draw. And let's just say, for example, I did not have this card in my hand. What I can do is I can discard a card. Let's say I discarded this one and draw another card on my turn. But then my turn would go ahead and end, and then it would go back to my opponent. So in this case, my opponent's going to go ahead and he's going to go ahead and decide he's going to build as well. So he will go ahead and play this right here. And that will end his turn. So now let's say I did not have a card to fix this with. I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to put the wrench on there, and that will fix it. Now, any card that has been has a leak on it and has been repaired, you can't play a leaky card on it again. So basically, this is kind of how the game is going to go. It's going to go back and forth like this. You have to have the faucet going in basically the same direction as this. So you can't have something like this or like this. It has to be in a general direction that would make a regular pipe thing work. The game is going to end as soon as somebody gets the required number of pipes from here to here, and whoever can do that first will win the game. So my final thoughts, if you see this game like at a thrift store or even for cheap on eBay, I would definitely pick this one up. This game is a lot more challenging than it looks. You first might think, oh, all you gotta do is connect all these pipes and cards like that. But let me tell you, it's not as easy as it looks. Because for one, you're gonna have people playing these leaky piping cards on you, either on your pipe or next to your pipe, and they can actually change the direction of the pipe flow. So you're gonna actually have to try to play more cards just to get it in the direction of the spigot. So that makes it pretty challenging. This is definitely a fun game. I definitely would recommend it if you find it someplace. Anyway, that's my review, guys. Y'all take care. We'll see you soon.